I'm Sister Johnson, and welcome back to our Literacy Hour. Today is Friday, March 20th, 2020. I would like to begin our Literacy Hour by sharing some information with you. I have been learning a lot from you guys in the submission of your work, so I do want to just share what I've learned from your completion of the Layla's Happiness Graphic Organizer and the Black All-Around Organizer. I learned that both Sister Alasia and Sister Janelise, their favorite part of Black All Around was the Queen's beautiful black braids, and that was one of my favorite parts too. I also learned that the main character, Layla, Brother Azim, and we enjoy eating spaghetti. And I also learned that Brother Nakai and I both find joy and happiness in drawing. So those were cool things and cool ways for me to connect with you after reading your submission of your work. But I do have a star scholar today. This sister's work has been thorough the last couple of days. And what I really loved about her Layla's happiness graphic organizer is that she defined happiness as learning. So I wanted to shout this sister out for just the amazing work that she has been doing. Our star scholar for today is Sister Aubrey. Thank you, Sister Aubrey Johnson, for the amazing work that you have done. I really enjoyed your question from your notice and wonder, and it's just clear that you put in the time to produce quality work. So I want to encourage you to keep up the good work and congratulations. Okay, scholars, now that we're finished with our recognitions, let's get into our lesson vocabulary. So this is the vocabulary for our book that we'll be reading today. It's titled The Word Collector. The Word Collector is written by Peter H. Reynolds. Okay, so let's look at our vocabulary. We have two vocabulary words today. The first vocabulary word is collector, which is actually in the title of the story. A collector is a noun. It's a person who gathers and keeps objects that are the same. A person who gathers and keeps objects that are the same is a collector. Let's look at our example sentence. Brother Walid collects baseball cards. That means he gathers baseball cards and keeps them in his collection. A person who gathers and keeps objects that are the same. Our next vocabulary word is organize, which is a verb. It's an action word. Organize means to arrange things in a certain order. Organize, to arrange things in a certain order. I want you guys to keep these two words in mind as we read our story and as you complete your graphic organizer for today. Now, of course, before we read, we always want to visit our graphic organizer and see what is expected of us. So, like any other graphic organizer, you have your lesson vocabulary at the top. And then the first thing that you're going to do is write what we already know. There's so much information that looking at vocabulary and looking at the title and front cover of a book can give us. Okay? So you're going to write one thing that you already know about the text based on the title and the front cover. We just learned what a collector is. So the title of the book is The Word Collector. That gives us some information. And then we can also look at the details on the front cover. So check out this main character. Look at the other details of the book. So now it's time, Congo Nation. It's time for you to pause this video and to spend 5 minutes writing down one thing you already know about the text based on the title and the front cover. Whoever's helping you can time you for 5 minutes, and then you're welcome to push play so that we can continue. All right, scholars, now that you have finished the What We Know section of your graphic organizer, it's time for us to read. The Word Collector by Peter H. Reynolds. Collectors collect things. Some people collect stamps. Some people collect coins. Others collect rocks. Some collect art. Some collect bugs. Others collect baseball cards. Some people collect comic books. And Jerome, what did he collect? Jerome collected words. He collected words he heard. My trip to Peru was perfectly pleasant. Certain words caught his attention. He collected words he saw. Willow the shop. Certain words jumped out at him. He collected words he read. Emerald. Certain words popped off the page. Short and sweet words. Spark, bloom, drift, dream. 2-syllable words. Treasure, motif, whisper, candid, hover, glimmer. And multi-syllable words that sounded like little songs. Guacamole, kaleidoscope, geometry, wonderful, symphony. There were words he did not know the meaning of at first, but they were marvelous to say. Aromatic, vociferous, effervescent. There were words whose sounds were perfectly suited to their meaning. Molasses, torrential, smudge, bellow, Tyrannosaurus rex. Jerome filled his scrapbooks with more and more of his favorite words. Jerome's collections grew. He began organizing them. Dreamy, science, sad, action, poetic. One day, while transporting them, Jerome slipped and his words went flying. Oh no. As he began to pick them up, he noticed his collections had become jumbled. Big words next to little words, sad words next to dreamy words. Dream cloud, blue harmony, silent orchestra. Jerome began stringing words together, words he had not imagined being side by side. Whisper, symphony, electric, peace, savor, dreams, cascading stars. He used his words to write poems. He used his poems to make songs. They moved, they delighted. Some of his simplest words were his most powerful. I understand. I'm sorry. Thank you. You matter. Jerome eagerly collected more and more of his favorite words. Harmony, gaggle, onomatopoeia, bohemian, bungalow, molecule, peace, brilliance, waterfall. The more words he knew, the more he could clearly share with the world what he was thinking, feeling, and dreaming. One breezy afternoon, Jerome climbed the highest hill, pulling a wagon packed with his word collection. He smiled as he emptied his collection of words into the wind. He saw children in the valley below, scurrying about, collecting words from the breeze. Jerome had no words to describe how happy that made him. The end. I love that story. It's so cool. All right, scholars, I hope that you enjoyed it too. Now that we're finished reading, let's go over our graphic organizer. So we already finished number 1. You wrote one thing that you already knew about the text based on the title in the front cover. Number 2 says, what does Jerome collect? Number 3 says, how does Jerome organize his collection? So you should go back in the story for your text evidence. Find the different ways that Jerome organized his collection of words. Number 4 says, how do you think Jerome felt when his collection of words became jumbled, and why? Once you're finished those 3 questions, then you'll move on to your beyond the text question. You're going to choose 3 words from the text that you do not know and write the definitions of them below. Now, what I have behind me, scholars, is a list of the words that were in the word collector. So I looked on the cover of the word collector, I looked inside of the book, and I have written on this whiteboard 21 words that I want us to read together. And then you're going to choose 3 of them to complete your beyond the text task. All right, so the 3 words that you will look up and find the definitions for are going to be out of this list. So let's read these words together. Number 1 says tether. And when I read the word, I want you at home to repeat after me. Number 1 is tether. Number 2 is ripple. Number 3 is quantum. Number 4 is cascade. Number 5 is enhance. Number 6 is shimmer. Number 7 is theory. Number 8 is willow. Number 9 is emerald. Number 10 is candid. Number 11 is motif. Number 12 is bellow. Number 13 is applause. Number 14 is savor. Number 15 is molecule. Number 16 is brilliance. Number 17 is infinite. Number 18 is onomatopoeia. Number 19 is quest. Number 20 is splendid. And number 21 is liberty. So scholars, there's quite a few words that are on this list that Sister Johnson doesn't even know. So just like you, I'm going to go and use my dictionary to define 3 of these words. I love the way onomatopoeia sounds, but I know what that means, so I'm not going to do that one. I think that I'm going to look up quantum, which is number 3. I'm going to look up bellow, which is number 12. And I'm going to look up number 1, which is tether. All right, and I'm not sure if you guys have a dictionary at home, but I do want to show you a dictionary. So this is the Merriam-Webster dictionary. A dictionary is comprised of most, if not all, of the words in the English language. Okay, I have a regular dictionary here and then a children's dictionary. And if you don't have a dictionary, you can always, use the computer and go on Google. All you have to do is type in define and then your word, and it will give you the definition. Okay, scholars, once you are done defining your words, then you will participate in Dear Time. Please choose a book and read for 15 minutes. Once you're finished Dear Time, our literacy hour is complete. Thank you so much for participating in this read aloud today. I'm so happy to have the opportunity to read to you and to speak to you. Please feel free to log on to Mama Pat or Sister Lindsay's page and check out my Black All Around House Hunt. Have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.